My name is Ash. I'm made of paper, which means I tear easily. I burn easily. I crease. I wrinkle. I don't always return to my original shape. But I still hold words.
There was a time when I thought endurance was the same as virtue. I had worked for 32 years, steady, faithful. And then, 5 years ago, something inside the company shifted. Suddenly, everything I had built began to collapse. I hadn't done anything wrong, and yet the company began to look for someone to blame. Responsibility was reassigned. Stories were rewritten. They just wanted us gone. At one point, they even filed a criminal complaint against me. It made no sense, but it was real. I didn't want to fight, but I had to survive. For myself, and for the people who were following me. So I chose something I never imagined choosing: a lawsuit. I hired a lawyer everyone said was powerful. For years, the cases dragged on, paper after paper. I learned something slowly. The court is not always the place where the weak are protected, not always the place where the good are defended. What remained was not justice. What remained was debt, and a body living in panic. I told myself I was being strong, but underneath that strength was something else. I wanted them to feel what I felt. I wanted them to lose what I had lost. I didn't call it vengeance. I called it fairness. But it was vengeance. There is a story like this in the Bible. A man named David. He had been hunted by King Saul, not because he was guilty, but because the king was jealous. Saul took his safety, his future. At one point, David had the chance to end it. Saul was vulnerable. One move, and it would all be over. David stood over him. And he stopped. That moment stayed with me. David didn't deny the harm done to him. He didn't pretend it was small. He simply decided the battle was not his to finish. That was difficult for me to hear. I had thought faith meant fighting harder, standing longer. But the story suggested something else. Vengeance doesn't always look violent. Sometimes it looks patient, reasonable. But it still costs the same. It keeps the wound open. It asks the body to carry a battle that was never meant to be mine.